I think I have 3 predictions for the most exciting tech that you might even buy in 2025, though you don't know it yet. Some of it is logical, some of it sounds a bit scary, but all of it is worth getting excited about. Let me tell you what I think, and then you tell me what you think down in the comments and whether it seems realistic or not. Let's get into it. First, I think you might buy your first pair of smart glasses in 2025. And no, I don't mean those massive robot-like Apple Vision Pros that give you both a headache and a reduced chance of ever finding love. I don't even mean something like the Meta Quest Pro, which covers up your face and your eyes. I think that these form factors are never going to be mass consumer products. They're more for niche markets like enterprise customers or gamers. I think that the smart glasses of the near future that have the potential to become something almost everyone will buy will be very, very hard to tell apart from this. Oh, you think I'm kidding? I'm actually not. This product already exists and is being made by several companies right now as we speak. The most famous product that you might have already seen will be the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses, which look almost exactly like the world's most popular and most common sunglasses, but actually have a ton of cool technology built into them. But there are also others like the Even Realities G1, which looks almost exactly like regular glasses that literally no one will ever be able to tell apart from the non-smart version. Now, if you look at it a bit closer, the cool part of the UI here is that it's very clean and minimalist, and the idea that Even Realities had, I think, is that they don't want to overwhelm people with too much context and content. Just a few pieces of helpful information from time to time when you need it at the top of the glasses. Similarly, the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses have combined a great camera, great audio speakers, and very useful AI features to create a pair of sunglasses that everyone already wears. The Wayfarers. And did you know that they've sold 750,000 units since launch already? That's huge. But what's the secret sauce here? I think it's that both of these companies have understood that people don't want to stand out or look different from everybody else on a daily basis. We don't want to feel like robots. We don't want to get uncomfortable with people being around us. We don't want to have a camera and lights flashing into their faces. Social connection and building a community or finding friendship or love is already hard enough as it is. We want our wearable technology to enable it, not restrict it. And hence I think that in 2025, you might actually buy a pair of smart glasses because they've started to look like regular glasses. And even if you don't, your friends are definitely getting them because these things are going mainstream, bruv. Apple has already announced that they're going to discontinue the Apple Vision Pro development, and rumors are that they're already developing a competitor to the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses, which will probably be called the Apple Glass. Samsung is also expected to release its own smart glasses as soon as 2025. So this is coming whether we like it or not. Okay, second prediction. I think that in 2025, you might take the next step in using Gen AI, from chatting with ChatGPT to do your homework and run your research for you. You're going to likely buy products and services that put Gen AI into your home and everyday life. In late 2024, conversational generative AI has finally reached all of our phones. I talk to Gemini on my Pixel all the time, asking it to do stuff as if it was just in the room. Hey, I'm headed to Spain next month for 3 days. What should I do?
With only 3 days, you might want to focus on one city to really soak up the atmosphere. Barcelona is a great choice, with its beautiful architecture.
But I've already been to Barcelona.
Culture. You could spend. In that case, Madrid would be a great option. It's got a vibrant energy, world-class museums like the Prado.
Nah, I want something with a beach and some sun and sand.
In that case, I'd suggest heading to the Costa del Sol. It's got plenty of beach resorts with beautiful stretches of sand and all the amenities you could want.
What's a good beach resort I could stay at? I don't want to be too far from the airport and definitely want to be on the beach.
There are a few good options around Malaga Airport. One of them is the Barceló Malaga Hotel. It's right on the beach in the city centre, so you'll have plenty to do within walk.
This conversation was great, but it's still not as useful as it can be. Gemini works well alone, but it doesn't have application and product integration. So I can't ask it things like turning the lights on and off in my house. It doesn't even have the integration with Chrome to show me the hotel that it just suggested to me to visit on my next trip. Hey, that resort you suggested to me in Malaga, could you show it to me on Chrome?
Sorry, I still can't access and process information from the web yet, but I can help you in other ways. Is there anything else I can do for you?
But then, is there any way for me to get a link to the resort you mentioned, see the pictures of it? How do I actually find it?
Okay, there are a few ways to find this resort. First, you can use Google or another search engine and search for resorts in Malaga, Spain.
After the full conversation, it wants me to go back and search for resorts in Malaga, Spain. Now, as bad as this sounds, I think that this is because Gemini Live is just so new that Google are just a few months behind releasing an update that links it to at least other Google apps. You should definitely be able to let it search in Chrome and show to you. In fact, many tasks can be done by Google's own assistant on the phone, but that doesn't talk to Google Live just yet, so it's all a bit of a mess. But then there's Apple AI, and that's just having its own fun, isn't it? What I'm basically saying is that the functionality to have a normal conversation with your digital assistant and the ability for it to do all kinds of tasks for you exists today, but it just hasn't been joined up together properly, and it's just a matter of time. It's just likely 1 or 2 software updates away. But in 2025, as all of this gets tied up, I think a lot more people are going to pay for subscriptions like to Gemini Live or Apple's AI or Chat GPT, OPT1 or whatever sexy new name they come up with, just so that you finally get to experience what Apple's Siri promised us in 2014 and then failed to deliver for 10 more years until AI came along, which is the ability to just talk to your assistant, having it actually know what you mean, and being able to do anything that you can manually do for yourself with your phone. That'll be pretty cool. Okay, third, I think many of you will buy a folding phone in 2025. Okay, if you're already thinking, no bro, it's too expensive and the cameras are a bit worse and watching movies isn't as much fun, then think again. Trust me, everything points to the fact that folding phones are about to get awesome and also affordable. Let me do my best to explain why. There are 3 big reasons as I see it. First, folding phone companies have basically cracked all the elements needed to make a great folding phone, and now one of the manufacturers just needs to bring it all together. Second, the triple folding form factor is going to totally change the value proposition of a folding phone to the average person. And third, there are likely to be much cheaper but still very good folding phones that will tempt you to spend just another couple of £100 or dollars or just 20 or 25,000 rupees to get the folding version versus the regular flagship, unlike now when it's like 7 or 800 pounds more or like 75,000 rupees more than the regulars. Let me explain what I mean by these. Let's go back to the first one. Companies have made massive progress in folding phones recently. Till just a couple of years ago, folding phones didn't even fold flat. They had massive durability issues and battery issues, a much worse camera, and most apps and software wasn't even optimized for it. So fast forward to now, all the new folding phones are beautiful. They fold flat, they're super thin, they have great industrial design, the battery lasts a full day, the cameras are much better, and in some cases like the Vivo and the Huawei, they're the same as the flagship models. And then the software is finally now designed to take advantage of that big inner folded screen. Now all the features you want exist but on different phones. You still need to compromise a little bit regardless of which folding phone you buy today. Like for example, I have a slightly compromised camera on my Pixel 9 Pro Fold, but by next year, this is no longer going to be the case. Now the second. After experimenting a lot, companies are slowly figuring out the form factor that makes the most sense. Till now, it's been a bit of a comical mess. The Samsung Fold is way too narrow and tall on the outside screen to be usable, whilst the first Pixel Fold was actually too small and wide. But this year, many manufacturers like Google have finally figured out that if you make the outside screen the same size and shape as a regular phone and it's thin enough, then people actually use that screen and don't unfold it except when they really need it. And as a result, 50, even 70% of the time, people are using a regular phone, which is great because it's much easier for consumers to try a product if it's not too different from the old one. And also it's great because it saves a lot of battery with people not needing to open it up every time, except for when they really need it, like watching content or multitasking or taking notes. In addition, the third point. Now, recently, Huawei also released an amazing triple folding phone. And the reason I love this form factor is that from the outside, it's a regular phone that you're all used to. And the inside screen can fold out once into a squarish shape for power users to take notes, read books, and multitask between 2 normal phone-sized apps. And then when you need it, it unfolds one more time into the perfect media and movie and content machine. It has the right 16:9-ish aspect ratio for the whole screen to be used. And if you're that crazy guy who wants to do it, then you can even flip it 90 degrees and get this insane tall phone which is perfect for vertical social apps like Instagram. So remember, though maybe not in a public place. Now when you pump this much value into a folding phone without compromising on the specs, people now think that, oh, it's more expensive to buy a folding phone, but this way I don't have to buy an iPad or a Galaxy Note or a Galaxy Tab. Or maybe I won't even buy a computer because I mostly use it just to write and browse and watch stuff, all of which I can do on this triple folding device. In fact, you know what? I don't even need a Kindle anymore. And that's the power of a folding phone. It reduces the need for additional devices on top of your phone, and suddenly, instead of being more expensive than the regular phones, the price of a folding phone is much cheaper than the combined price of your phone, your iPad, your Kindle, maybe even your Mac. And of course, as folding phone technology improves and production is ramping up, with economies of scale, the prices are going to fall, and we can definitely expect cheaper versions of folding phones in 2025. So to my mind, a really exciting 2025 product lineup for someone like Google would be, here's your base $800 a pound Pixel 10, and then you can add a couple of $100 a pound to either trade up to a Pixel 10 Pro with the next gen processor and crazy better cameras, or you can still give us a couple of hundred more and we'll give it to you in a folding form factor. That's something people would buy because the price differences will be more digestible. And I think that in 2025, this is going to start happening. There will be something for everyone and not just an impossibly high price for a suboptimal product. So which of these three products do you think you might actually buy in 2025? What other products did I miss that I should cover in my next video? Let me know down in the comments, and if you like the video, do support a small content creator like me by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. See you soon.